we were so excited to kind of talk to you guys about something that's very exciting for us.
Good morning, everyone. I am going to have a video, apparently, that's going to lead me off into the weekend. Remember that little thing we thought we defeated? I don't think so. It's back, and we dug it out a little bit. We found more there. We found more down there. So we literally have a guy that specializes in this exact stuff. Like not one that's like ants or cockroaches or wasps or something like that. Something for wildlife. I told him to just put napalm down there and just blow it up, Caddyshack style. I don't think it's a mouse anymore. Our neighbor next door said they found a dead mouse, so not the same thing. I was really excited. I was like, all right, because there was no hole. Then today I was like, you know what, I'm going to check it. You know, every once in a while I check it. And we literally gave back the trap the other day too. So I'm going to see what these guys say, and then probably have to get the trap back. And then after that, I'm putting gas down there and just light. I'm just kidding. Just imagine that. Everything just explodes up. Remy's house just goes straight up in the sky like a rocket. Yep. That's what's happening now. That's fun. We got good news, we got bad news. Good news is they are very confident that they can get it. Bad news is that it's something in there.
I walked out and I was like, man, it looks like it's slanted there again. And I'm like, please don't tell me that there's another hole. All I kept thinking was like, maybe it's just like it kind of fell in a little bit. And then I lifted it back and kind of moved a little bit, just lightly touched, and what a bada bing bang.
And then the guy put his hand down there, which, by the way, insane. And he said that there's nesting material over here. And the funniest, like right there, luckily nothing really over here. The funniest thing is that part of it was actually Remy's play ball, and that was under there. When he pulled it out, there was some Remy play ball under there. So we're gonna have him. They pretty much guarantee that they can get this thing. They also told me that because they use similar traps to what we were using, as well as these like cone traps. But he also told me something that I could do, so I'm going to probably borrow a neighbor's thing again. He said to use, forgot to tell you this, marshmallows or sardines. Cats hate marshmallows. Everything else likes marshmallows. So if you ever need to trap something like this, they think it might be a groundhog. They said it's most likely not a rat. Some good news is that one seems to be now not going anywhere. However, their nest seems to be like right here. Hello. You guys aren't going to be living here very long. I also learned that apparently, Allie, do you know there's flying squirrels in Florida? There's flying squirrels in Florida, which he was like, yeah, some guy had, a problem with flying squirrels. I was like, that's a problem? That would be amazing to see, like flying squirrels in our backyard. They're going to come Monday and trap it. However, I'm going to go get the trap and see if I can put some marshmallows in there and see if that works. And hopefully don't catch a cat. I'm not sure why, but she wanted to go under this. Why did you want to go under there?
Here, let me lift it up.
You're the strangest little one ever. She just goes, no, table. So I'm like, just let her down. We'll see what's going on. She flips it up and goes under the table. Weird day today. I got to get the marshmallows. I don't really know how many they want. I don't have the big ones, so I'm just going to do a handful of small ones. And I'm afraid if I do the route of the sardines, we're just going to catch another cat. And I'd rather not do that again. The guy did confirm that armadillos have leprosy, biblical type style. Thank you, sweetie. Thank you.
It's such a wild thing.
I know, the fact that it still has it and it doesn't lose it.
Out of curiosity, how are handlers like us able to have
gloves, maybe? I don't think I've ever seen an armadillo that's it.
Flippy was an armadillo.
He's just immune. Flippy's immune to everything.
Remy. Here you go. Here's your nature's brownie.
What are you doing? I don't think we have to pull all this back.
I would probably put it.
I would put it like right here. Yeah.
I would put it this way.
Yeah. So what they the guys, they use this stuff as well. But they also have something else where it's like the security system's going off.
Oh,
the poison gas. They have this thing where it's like a cone. So it puts it right here. And they have to go out if they need to get out at all. And it's like a cone. So they go in and then they have no way to get out. So that's what they would do. But they also use this. So he suggested trying this first again with the new bait system.
I really like this wildlife control. I have to ask because like our biggest thing that we've been trying to avoid is like actually killing this animal. And apparently, I forget what city they said in Florida, but they have like 110 or 150 acres where they catch the animals that day. They go out and they release them. They can just release them out onto this property so they can live a life where they're not doing what they're doing here. I think that's actually really amazing. Remy, you don't touch this, okay? Mow the lawn, please.
Put like one down the hole to be like, hey little guy, like E.T. this thing.
E.T.ing it?
Like, you know, the Reese's Pieces, but like pull one here, one right here, one right here.
I mean, you can if you want to.
Let's do this, and then we'll go from there. What are you doing? You want to tell everyone how crazy you've been today? See, I've been crazy.
Second, baby, I don't want you to know what I said. Oh my gosh. La, 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 la. Right? Yeah, Remy's agreeing with me. It has been such a funny day today. Started out our day realizing that we did in fact not lose our little booger that was hanging out in our backyard. And it looked like they had started to kind of dig a little pretty decent sized open area right there. Little did we know that we were just living in a fantasy world and that in fact the guy that's hanging out under our turf is still there. So we called a guy to come, and like we told you earlier, really amazing trappers. They actually released them out on all of this land. They got permission to do it so that they can go and they can live the life that they're supposed to live out in nature with all their nature friends, which I really love. He put his hand down the hole and he's like, yeah, this is kind of like going back to about here. And he like pulled something out and he's like, piece of plastic, which was one of Remy's like play balls. And then he was like, oh, up. And he like pulled his hand out and we're like, what's wrong? And he's like, I found the nesting area, which was not that far. So like the hole was here. The nesting area was probably about like almost a full arm's length away. He's like, you know, I'm gonna take my hand out because I don't know what's in there and I don't want to get risk getting bit. I'm really hoping that we catch this guy tonight. It was overwhelming today. Got some emails today that really threw us through. There was just so much that was going on. It was just very chaotic day. And it was funny because we were so excited to kind of talk to you guys about something that's very exciting for us. You know, we were like, oh, we could do something really cool and really fun and like make it really beautiful and exciting. That's just too fake. We just didn't want to be fake about it. One of the biggest things that we wanted to talk to you about was the fact that we have officially been trying to have baby number 2. And I've already had 2 months of failed pregnancy tests. It's such an interesting feeling because I have friends that have gone through a much deeper and longer journey when it comes to having kids. You know, I know how I felt when I got those first couple of pregnancy tests that came up negative. It's like an overwhelming feeling because you're so excited and you're like, oh my gosh, this is like, what if I find out I'm pregnant? Like, this is crazy. Like, I would hope that my reaction would be different than what it was last time because I was very overwhelmed and very nervous and scared and like, oh my gosh, what the heck is going on? When I did them these past couple of times, so I did 4 tests and they give 2 different tests. So they have one that tells you, it straight up says not pregnant, and the other one is like a plus sign or a minus sign. And I've done the same pack each time. I'm very known for some odd reason not being able to complete a pregnancy test properly. If it comes out like inaccurate or it doesn't look like it's done well, then I could do the pregnant, not pregnant one, and that's plain as day, like this is what's going on. That first month that I took it, I was kind of like, I didn't expect it. I was, you know, it's kind of still kind of sad and kind of like heart-wrenching a little bit. You know, I'm like, I know it takes time. It's not something that just happens always on the first try. So that was the first time I took the pregnancy test, and I was overwhelmed a little bit. I was like nervous and, you know, I was kind of sad when, I was sad when it came up negative, but I also I knew like, hey, we're just starting to try. Then, you know, the next month came around, took a pregnancy test, and I've been trying to take them like without Charles knowing because he knows that it would be coming up. But I also want to give him that element of surprise again because last time we knew I was going to take it. We knew that there's probably a higher chance of me being pregnant than not being pregnant. And I wanted this time around, like when we do find out, you know, if it happens for me, if I'm able to get pregnant again, I wanted that element of surprise. So that's why I was filming it. First month, unsuccessful, totally fine, totally cool. And the second month came around. I was like, I am pregnant. My period is late. I felt different. I had a couple days where I was like so nauseous. It was so weird. It didn't make any sense to me where this nausea came from. Never got sick, but I was so nauseous. I'm like, this is weird. Like, oh my God, this is so strange. Like, I'm probably pregnant. Like, that's all that kept going on my mind and was like going through my head. I waited a couple days and still no period. I'm like, I'm definitely pregnant. So I went and I took the pregnancy test, and those also both came up negative. You know, my point of this is like, I have friends that have gone through this. Like, I know how I felt in those moments where it was like, it's really heart-wrenching, and it's nerve-wracking, and you know, it's like the longest 5 minutes of your whole life waiting for that thing to come back, and never like a gentle letdown. Was thinking on some of my friends and like their journey to get pregnant or their journey right now. I just can't even imagine like what they go through every single time, because I know that what I felt in that moment, and we just started, and it was hard, you know. It's really like, it's really hard, and it's really frustrating, and it's very aggravating, and it's very sad. I'm not losing hope. It's just the beginning. My point of this was, we're trying for baby number 2. Emotions are everywhere. Hopefully trippy baby number 2 will be coming in year 2022, which would be wild. Oh my God, it would be wild. These marshmallows catch this animal. We're gonna send a message to Jet Puff and say, thank you so much for being delicious enough for a rodent to want to eat you.
So we're gonna totally ET this syndrome right now. Oh, it's raining. You're all covered. So we're gonna put a couple marshmallows and basically just ET it down the hole. Be like, hey, we got marshmallows. Oh, that scared the crap out of me. It's from his balloon. Oh my God, that scared me. What is that? All right, we'll see you in the morning, hopefully.